Then Pedro goes upstairs to see the situation where she finds the possessed Sabrina, who jumped outside, taking Santino with her. Outside, Pedro also breaks the car window so that they can take Jair out of the car, but he couldn't find Sabrina or Santino anymore. At that time, Mirta tells Jimmy that evil has entered his brain and is trapped. She understands it by looking at his feet and hands. It had invaded his body, but they couldn't understand his mind. Slowly, the demon will take over the mind and possess him. Inside, Mirta tells both of the brothers the seventh rule. They shouldn't be afraid of dying. If Pedro weren't scared of Sabrina taking the kid, then she wouldn't be here in the first place. Besides, he won't be able to find Santino because the demon knows more about his fears than he does. Then Jimmy wants to find Santino instead of Pedro. But Mirta tells everyone they must discover the rotten to kill it and stop the beast from being born. Jimmy thinks the rotten is dead. That's why all these things are happening. But Mirta assures him that whatever is happening, they call it the birth process. Then Jimmy leaves to find Santino, and Pedro leaves with Mirta to kill the rotten, leaving Grandma and Jair behind. Mirta tells Pedro that she and her husband had a church and were frauds. The actual possessed one. When he first came to their church, they thought maybe he was the man they hired for acting until he vomited all over them. He vomited the family he ate last night. Since then, no one has believed in God or come to church to pray. As the world is going towards doomsday, evil starts to be born through the human body. Then the cobras appeared. Those monks taught them how to kill the rotten before the evil is born. Then, they did it for 12 years, indicating Mirta is also a cleaner. On the other road, Jimmy finds Sabrina walking on the road and eating the brain of Santino. Seeing the horrifying scene, he killed her with his car. In Mirta's home, the demon has already possessed Jair fully. He starts talking and tells his grandma to make something because he's hungry. Pedro stops the car in front of a school as evil like children and vice versa. In the school, they see a room full of students in the middle of the night, indicating that every student is possessed. The students say nothing when they ask the children questions, as they always help the evil. The boy that Ruiz saved before suddenly comes to the school with his bicycle and says nothing to Pedro even though he asks him many questions. But the boy comes to him a bit later and tells him that Uriel is at Teacher Cortez's house. He understands that evil is doing this to make them leave school, but another girl tells him the boy is lying and Uriel is at her house. Mirta says that Uriel must be here. That's why the children are acting like this. Without listening to them, they go to the stage area, where they find the dead bodies of their parents. The students killed their parents and hid them under the stage. They covered the bodies with lime to conceal the smell. Pedro goes out to bring the equipment to destroy the rotten. Then that girl again starts shouting as they're trying to kill the demon. Mirta starts installing the cleaning device, and Pedro tries to find Uriel in the middle of the dead bodies. Finally, he also finds Uriel but can't take him out because of his heavy body. He needs to break the stage, and for that, he needs an axe. But the girl again starts lying and tells Pedro to bring an axe from another room. Even though Mirta tells him not to, he still goes, and the children lock him in. The possessed children kill Mirta with a hammer and take the body from there. Because of Pedro's fear, Mirta also had to die. Pedro then breaks the glass of the door and unlocks it. As he sees Uriel peeking at him, he hits Uriel's head with one of the cleaning tools. After that, evil is born from his body, and all the students present there start smiling. With his bloody hands, he touches Pedro's head and goes outside to see the sunrise along with other children. Jair made the picture of this scene before. Back at Mirta's home, Pedro meets his brother Jimmy and takes him and Jair back to his home. Pedro takes a shower while Jair is having the apple ice cream he wants. In the shower, the bloody handprints of the evil aren't going at all from Pedro's forehead. In the saddle room, Jimmy finds Uriel's brother lying down with a gun. He tells Jimmy that he killed the cleaner because someone in his brain told him to kill him. After that, he cut the body into pieces, fed them to the pig, and ate some. When Jimmy asks what happened to his mother, he says the same thing happened to your mother. Inside the home, Jair starts choking while eating ice cream. While choking, Pedro sees that from Jair's mouth, blood is coming out. Slowly, So much hair and his mother's necklace came, indicating that Jer had eaten his grandma last night when he said he was hungry. After this horrifying and unfortunate incident, Pedro goes outside and starts crying so loudly as he loses everyone because of the devil.